Hello. Today, just going to read more of Say What You Mean. Let's jump right in. Note the parallel consistency of subjects. My feelings linked to my needs. Your feelings linked to yours. Practice repeating this over and over again until it becomes the default view of emotions in your mind. This will undercut the foundation of the blame game, making it easier to express yourself and to hear others. Another way the blame game shows up in our language is by disguising thoughts as feelings. I didn't feel like you don't love me. I feel like you don't love me. I feel that this whole thing is ridiculous. So these are like the bad ways to say it. I feel as if you're not listening. Instead, you can say things like, I feel invalidated because I need love, or you feel upset because you value intimacy, right? Like, instead of being like, I feel like you don't love me. Following the verb feel with like, that, or as will express a thought rather than a feeling. Frequently blame, judgment, or interpretation. Similarly, following I feel with a pronoun or name will usually take us up into our head with analysis and evaluations. I feel I'm no good at this. I feel they keep putting things off intentionally. I feel Amy isn't qualified. These are indirect, alienated expressions of our emotions. They hinder our ability to be fully aware of our feelings, or to express ourselves, to hear in other ways that build understanding. The last trick of the blame game is even more serendipitous. There are a variety of words in English that colloquially refer to emotions but instead express blame, attributing intention to another person. I feel attacked. There's that I feel statement again. I feel attacked tells a story about what is happening. You are attacking me. What's more, it leaves out essential information about how I actually feel, which might be anything from afraid to hurt, angry, or confused. If we have the thought that someone is attacking us, here are a few examples of other ways we might express ourselves. I'm feeling overwhelmed and confused, and would like to talk about this in a way that's easier for me to take in. Could we slow things down a bit? I'm feeling a little taken aback and kind of stunned because I had no idea any of this was going on. Are you saying that blank, right? Like, are you saying that I, don't love you, right? Ouch, that hurts. I really want to be seen for how hard I've worked on this. Can we take a step back and first review what's gone well? Each of these statements expresses our needs colloquially, adding context and authenticity, and ends with a request, something we'll explore later. So here they have practice. There is a range of words that fall into this category of false feelings. That is, referring to an emotion by blaming the other person. In the list that follows, which of these do you find yourself using to express emotions? When you've used that word, how do you feel inside? So they have quite a few here. I'm just going to read a couple. Abandoned, dismissed, pressured, unappreciated, intimidated, bullied, cheated, rejected, unwanted. So now it says, as you move through your day, pay attention to how you think and speak about your emotions, like thinking of those words I just listed. Be on the lookout for signs of the blame game. Because you feeling that, and false feeling words. Also, watch out for the tendency to blame yourself for blaming. Okay, they got meta inception blame right now. When you notice any of these, pause and ask yourself, when I tell myself this, how do I feel on the inside? Keep asking that question until you discern the actual emotions you are experiencing. Then try to connect your feelings to what matters. What do you value or need? Listen to others in this way. Try to identify what they're feeling and, with a genuine interaction to understand, consider what matters to them. What do they need that connects to these feelings? Then, try to connect your feelings to what matters. What do you value or need? Listen to others in this way. Try to identify what they're feeling and, with a genuine intention to understand, consider what matters to them. What do you need? And it goes on like that. Now we'll get into the meat and potatoes. Expressing feelings. Speaking about his show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Fred Rogers once said to a U.S. Senate committee that his aim was to make it clear that feelings are mentionable and manageable. This perspective lays the groundwork for being able to have successful, productive conversations about things that matter, including our emotions. When we've trained our mind in this way, we have a powerful technology to translate blame and judgment into the feeling and needs that move in the heart. Beneath your being cold, we hear the pain of longing for more affection or intimacy. Within the expression, stop being so sensitive, we intuit frustration, perhaps a desire for more ease and flexibility. We learn to have empathy for others, regardless of how they're expressing themselves, and to share our own feelings openly in a way that others are more likely to understand. Good stuff. Sharing our feelings and needs in this way can carry a lot of weight. Recently, my friend Sarah's mother died suddenly in the hospital. Lacking a clear diagnosis, her family made the difficult decision to conduct an autopsy. In handling the interrogations, Sarah had a challenging phone call with the funeral director, who scoffed at their choices and left out key scheduling information. Oh man, have I been there. Disturbed by his lack of empathy, she asked to meet with the director in person. Sarah spoke openly and sincerely in a non-blaming manner. I am frustrated with the interaction we had yesterday. The loss of my mom has been incredibly challenging for my family, and it's really important to have as much clarity and ease as possible with these logistics. She explained that the decision to do an autopsy was very emotional for them. For all of these reasons, I felt disappointed and frustrated by your response to our questions. She encouraged him to respect the wishes of families and to interact with them with more compassion. By the end of the conversation, her clear, steady tone and open-heartedness had its effect. The funeral director apologized, saying he understood and would try to communicate with more compassion in the future. The principle is, the more we take responsibility for our feelings, connecting them to our needs rather than to others' actions, the easier it is for others to hear us. And one more principle. The more we hear others' feelings as a reflection of their needs, the easier it is to understand them without hearing blame, needing to agree, or feeling responsible for their emotions. And I think that's where we are going to stop for today. Yep. Thank you all again for watching, and I hope to see you next time.